DeadPool Kills the Marvel Universe, Issue 1. The Watcher says, I am the Watcher. Like others of my ageless race, I wander the universe, in observation of countless worlds and countless realities. Yes, countless worlds, and upon each of these worlds, countless stories unfold. I have witnessed the ascension of gods, the destruction of celestial bodies, the birth of entire worlds and apocalyptic endings of civilizations. To all things must come an ending, but such cessations may be quiet and peaceful, the passing of one existence to make way for the next, while others are filled with naught but pain and terror. Witness, if you will, the beginning of the end. It was the Fantastic Four that gave birth to this world's age of heroes, and it is with them that the first of many heroes fall. Sue says, Oh God, Reed. Not like this. You can't die. Not like this. I won't let you. Reed says, No, Sue. It's too late to worry about me. You have to get to safety. Have to warn. Reed continues, He's stolen. Sue says, What is it, Reed? What was stolen? Who could do this? Oh, Reed. Gone. Everything destroyed. Even Ben reduced to rocks and dust. I can't just leave you, Reed. I can't just leave the children. Reed says, They're gone, Sue. He can't get to them. I sent them into the negative zone, where he couldn't touch them. But the portal, destroyed, can't get them back. Sue says, Johnny. Sue says, Oh no, Johnny. DeadPool says, I've got to hand it to you, hothead. You put up more of a fight than I give you credit for, and I've got the 3rd-degree burns to prove it. Shame to trash such a sweet ride. Of course, but you know what they say about omelets and eggs. Well, peekaboo. Red's definitely your color. I'm glad you showed up. Let's see if you're half as much fun as your... Sue says, Deadpool, I don't know why you attacked my family. Maybe you're working for one of our enemies. Maybe you imagine the Fantastic Four has wronged you somehow. It doesn't matter, because either way, he won't be hurting anyone else, ever. Pop! Thump! Ever. Sue yells, Ah! Deadpool says, After all these years of superheroing around the world, you should know better, really. You don't run with scissors, you don't spit into the wind, and you never, ever turn your back on a dead enemy, especially not one with a healing factor. The Watcher says, And so the Fantastic Four, the first family of an age of marvels, passes into the void. Yet, this is not where our story truly begins. To witness the true inception of these tragic events, we must turn back the clock and turn our attention to Ravenscroft Asylum, a place of healing for shattered and tortured souls. It is here that Dr. Benjamin Brighton has introduced radical new treatments designed to ease troubled minds and turn malicious souls towards the pursuit of peace. Inmates yell, Let me out! Let me out! I'll rip you apart. Please, I'll be good. You can't do this. For pity's sake, we're human beings. Nurse says, Excuse me, Dr. Brighton? You wanted to be informed when he arrived. The nurse continues. They just brought Deadpool in. Deadpool says, "All right, you guys got me. You really had me fooled. Now, let me up and I'll tie one of you down. Storm, you're first." Wolverine says, "I've got a bad feeling about this, Chuck. I don't like it. Wade may be a loose cannon, but turning him over to these quacks ain't the right move. I don't care how high profile this doctor is." Professor Xavier says, "I'm afraid this is no longer open to discussion, Logan. Wade needs help that we cannot provide. I only hope he can find the care he needs here." Dr. Brighton says, "You should breathe easy, Professor Xavier. My techniques are unorthodox, but I've had a great deal of success in rehabilitating individuals just like Mr. Wilson." Professor Xavier says, "I have methods of my own, Dr. Brian, and I assure you, you'll find that Deadpool is a unique case." Deadpool says, "You guys, really, I don't do well with institutions. I have several annulled marriages. I'm overdrawn at the bank. I burned the Smithsonian's to the ground." Dr. Brighton says, I see what you mean, but don't worry." Dr. Brighton continues, "Mr. Wilson will receive my personal attention." Deadpool says, "All I'm saying is that if you consider this appropriate after-dinner wear, your future in the fashion industry is going to be short. Speaking of dinner, it can't be called meatloaf if you drink it with a straw. But either way, I'm known for being the picture of haute couture, and these sleeves are simply way too long. Not to mention puke-stained white just washes you out." "Come on, Doc. We're simpatico on this, right? I look ridiculous, don't I? Be brutally honest. Like Joan Rivers honest." Dr. Brighton says, "I understand you put up quite a fight when the staff tried to remove your costume, Mr. Wilson. Duncan, Vincent, you can leave now." Deadpool says, "See you around, boys." Dr. Brighton says, "Please, Mr. Wilson, have a seat. Let's get to know one another." Deadpool thinks, "I think he wants to be besties." Deadpool says, "You mean like I tell you about my childhood and look at ink blots and stuff?" "Hot dog, you know how long it's been since I had a good old-fashioned one-on-one therapy session? I mean, one that didn't end in gratuitous bloodshed. Where do I start?" Deadpool thinks, "Not the I was born poor and oppressed story again. Yeah, try something new this time." Deadpool says, "I was born a coal miner's daughter. My mother never breastfed me. In fact, none of the neighborhood moms gave me the time of day." "Hey, aren't you writing anything down? Believe me, this stuff is gold." Dr. Brighton says, "You're a trained assassin, are you not? Skilled in a manner of armed and unarmed combat? A capacity of regeneration that makes you nearly unkillable." Deadpool thinks, "I don't know about unkillable, although a lot of your best friends have tried." Deadpool says, Look, Doc." Dr. Brighton says, "No, you look. It's your inability to focus, your incessant jabbering, that makes you an inefficient killer. What Dr. Brighton can't fix, Psycho Man will." Deadpool says, "Hey, there's no need to be rude. I'm very efficient." Deadpool thinks, "You're an inattentive killer. Also, you're selfish in bed." Dr. Brighton says, "You and I have a great deal of work to do, Deadpool. Unfortunately for you, my goals have nothing to do with solving your psychological inadequacies. Let's fire up the old control box, shall we?" Deadpool says, "Yee." Dr. Brighton says, "I tell you to relax, that it might ease the pain. But that wouldn't be true. The pain is a necessary rite of passage. It strips away resistance. Deadpool says, Deadpool thinks, resist. Don't let him. Make him. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Dr. Brighton says, excellent. You're responding quite nicely. Deadpool thinks, killing. He's killing you. Killing us. Dr. Brighton says, when I decided to abandon my conquest of the microverse for much larger targets, I knew I'd need an army to help me attain my goals. Luckily, for me, the heroes of this world are oh so willing to just hide their most troubled enemies away. Once I'm done conditioning you and those like you, I'll have an unstoppable force of willing soldiers. Dr. Brighton says, you should feel it working now, my control box tearing down your barriers as my will becomes your own. Deadpool says, Deadpool thinks, hurts, make it stop, get out of my head, get out. Dr. Brian says, there, all done now. Deadpool thinks, hello, Wade. Deadpool says, done. Doc, you might want to get a second opinion. Deadpool says, I'm just getting started. Dr. Brighton screams, ah! Deadpool says, you really should teach your team how to properly secure a Hug Me jacket. Dr. Brighton says, no, wait, listen to me. Zzz, obey me. Zzz. Psycho Man says, obey your master. Obey, Psycho Man. A stronger voice in Deadpool's mind says, you heard the man. Obey. Psycho Man says, ugh. Psycho Man says, let go. Deadpool says, sorry, Doc. I can't do that just yet. I still need you. See, this is a release form, a clean bill of mental health. All it needs is your stamp of approval. Stamp, 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 stamp. The voice continues, good, good. Deadpool says, who? The voice says, you know who I am. You've been waiting for me. You've killed one of them. The voice says, finish the job. Inmates say, you, Deadpool, mon ami, opens the door. Let me out. Free us. I can pay you. Let's make a deal. The voice says, no. Deadpool says, no. No deals. I'm putting you out of your misery. Believe me, you don't want to be around for what's coming. Boom. Deadpool says, not to be rude, but where are those other guys? The other voices. The voice says, don't worry about them. You don't need them anymore. And I was hungry. The Watcher says, in some worlds, the Psycho Man would have successfully built his army of villains. In some worlds, heroes aligned against his forces and cast them down. In others, Psycho Man seized dominion of the earth. But in this reality, the machinations of the would-be conqueror awakened a killer unlike. The Watcher says, what's happening? Deadpool says, this little gadget I stole from Dr. Fantastic's lab seems to be designed with guys like you in mind. Must be a kick in the intergalactic stones to find out Dr. Richards was building some sort of cosmic taser to bring you down, huh? The Watcher says, but I did not interfere. How did you? Deadpool says, see you? I don't see things the way other people do. There's something wrong with me. The voice says, ask him. Deadpool says, now, I only want to know one thing. Who were you talking to? Well, whoever they are, Those little peeping Toms out there in Never Never Land, they're gonna want to keep their eyes peeled. They're gonna want to see what's next. They're gonna want to watch this world burn.